Today's the day.
I didn't think it would come.
No, trust me, I didn't either.
No, you guys, this is actually a follow-up episode from our Chaotic Girl Summer.
Mm-hmm.
We did that in probably April, May.
Well,
When was that?
first off, I do want to say hello. Welcome to the podcast episode.
Oh, hi guys. I'm Macy.
Yeah, welcome to the show. My name is Kenzie. I am your host, and then Macy is with me. I didn't even say Chaos this summer, did I?
We said Chaotic Girl Summer.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was the podcast episode.
You know what's
name.
so crazy? I thought that I invented that for my 26th year. I thought that it was a new thing.
No, we've been trying for Chaos for a while.
And boy, did we achieve
You guys,
that.
I don't want to give away too much, but we asked for Chaos and we unfortunately got it. And this episode is really a weekend recap for me and Kenzie because we were together all Saturday or Friday night, Saturday.
Well, we've been together for about like 6 months straight, but specifically the past couple of weeks.
Yes, we've really been close knit the past couple of weeks in a recent development. And
we're going to give you everything.
And we have not talked yesterday. Like we were just both busy doing our own things, Sundays. And so this is really our weekend recap and just a huge story time for you guys. So if you're looking for some entertainment, buckle up. It's a lot about,
Prank call, man. I do just want to say that's a lie. We did talk yesterday.
Okay, but we didn't talk on the phone and like recap.
I had to make some calls yesterday to give some recaps on your behalf.
Yes.
So I feel like we talked a lot.
No, this has been the talk of the town. You guys are probably like,
you
what?
have no idea.
You guys are probably like, what are you talking about? Don't worry. Just get ready for it.
Get ready.
Did they know about Prank Call Man?
No, obviously not. We haven't told.
Okay.
Well, what's crazy
is
that we were already going to record a little like life recap episode today and just be like, what's been going on, whatever. And we were going to tell the story of Prank Call Man. And that was only going to be one part of this episode, okay? But it's actually going to be an episode takeover because there's been a lot of recent developments and Prank Call Man is done. I also just want to say, I want to start this episode by saying this is all hypothetical.
Oh my gosh,
allegedly, okay? It's all hypothetical. In the court of law, it will not stand.
No.
Hypothetical.
No, hypothetical. If this were to happen, it would happen to me.
Yeah, if this were to happen, this is how it would have happened. But we're saying if it were to happen.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
really
so
glad we got the legal work out of the way.
Yes, it's very important.
No, but I am so thankful for Kenzie for, giving me a platform to speak my truth.
So important.
Because, some people go through this and don't have a platform. So I'm here to, let you know that you're not alone. So
some people get fucked over by guys and have nowhere to tell their story.
And that's so sad.
So sad.
I'm representing all of the girls who have been, I've never said the F word out loud.
Out loud? On the internet.
On the internet. But don't worry, we'll get there.
Effed over.
Effed over.
You know what? You might after today's episode.
Oh no, guys, I said the F word a lot this weekend. So without further ado, I'm just going to get into it and give you guys some backstory. Kenzie's 26th birthday weekend at the lake 2 weeks ago was so much fun. We had a wholesome little weekend and it's just, a bunch of teenage girls, 26-year-old teenage girls. I'm 23, but
whatever.
So, whatever. This all started at Kenzie's birthday weekend at the lake. We were having a wholesome little weekend, dinner parties, drinking wine by the pool.
Macy was playing mermaids in the pool.
I was playing mermaids. Like, it was everything I could have asked for. So we're in Gun Barrel City and
Maybank, Texas.
Beautiful part. And we're like, it was my idea. I was like, let's prank call. I am very good at them, you guys. If anyone ever needs a prank call, let me know. I might be taking a break after the story, but
no, she's definitely going on a little bit of a hiatus. Also, I want to say, like, we were all sitting. I think we were playing some game, like a drinking game.
Yes.
And like Presley and Dom had left to go pick up dinner, which was obviously Chili's. And we're sitting there, and all of a sudden, Pacey's like, guys, we should prank call. Within 15 seconds, she has a call. The thing about Macy is that, like, she started off, like, she doesn't prank call. Like, she prank calls with her whole chest. Like, she's doing full number. Only later did we realize it says maybe Macy Thompson when she calls. But, I mean, she's, like, fully in it. No Star 67 involved at this point.
No, I am committed to the bit. So we start prank calling boys that have, like, they went on a date once and it didn't work out. Or just boys from past lives that we knew stuff about. So I
people have kissed.
Yeah. And got, screwed over. So I start prank calling these boys and it's not like silly. Oh, your refrigerator's running. I'm like, hey, like it's 8:30. You said we're going to meet at the state spot. Where are you? I was getting full on apology texts from these men being like, I'm so sorry. Like I was drunk when I asked you out. I don't remember asking you out. And so it was believable.
She told one of the guys that, because I had gone to Nickelback the weekend before, and she told one of the guys that they met at a Nickelback concert and that she was waiting to meet him at the date, and he felt so bad. And so, like, there was multiple guys that were, like, on their way to meet up with this girl. Like, we had convinced them that they had dates with these girls that they never knew.
Yes, and before anyone feels bad for any of these men, first of all, never feel bad for a man, and second of all, It was all boys that kind of like deserved it.
And it was like places in their neighborhood. Like
Yes.
it wasn't like we were saying Mayor's Garden if
Like-
you guys live in Dallas.
Like,
It
we
wasn't
weren't
like
making them drive out to, the boondocks.
and I don't think they actually were doing that. I think they were just saying it. But whatever.
Yeah. So anyways, we keep prank calling. We're going through all the numbers. I'm like, anyone, give me anyone from your past life. So our friend Tess is like, oh my gosh, call my friend from school. What context did she give? Like, she's like, he'll go along with it.
She told us what had happened with them.
Okay, yes.
That
So-
they had kissed.
Yes, yeah, okay. So
Macy's making me keep this very PG.
you can keep it whatever. Okay. I prank call this guy, and for some reason I switched up the prompt. Instead of saying that he stood me up, I was like, hey, I can't fall asleep. Can you sing me a lullaby and like help me go to bed, And this man is like, who is this? But he ends up being super funny, and we completely hit it off. And this prank call ends up being 25 minutes. I went back and checked. It was 25 minutes. He is feeding the jokes back. He is completely getting the energy, and I'm
matching Macy's energy, and
which is rare.
and he's being like as funny back. And we were all like, keep in mind, we did this for probably like 5 hours, and we were like sobbing, crying. I feel like at a certain point you'd be like, okay, we're over it. Like we were all crying, we were laughing so hard.
Yeah.
But he was like the last call. The guy that we called before that.
That's my novel.
Yeah, the guy that we called before that. One of our friends also, if you guys have been to a live show, you would know the toe shoe story of the guy from like the toe shoes from Nashville. Like one of our friends hooked up with this guy in Nashville. And anyways, he wore toe shoes. We figured it out after, and it's like this like long inside joke. We called him, and he's just like in a normal conversation. We're like, yeah, we met out last night on Broadway, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh my God, like, were you friends with the girl who pulled the knife out on me?
Yeah,
and,
some of them got weird.
No, some of them got really weird. But by the way, like he was serious. Like he wasn't like trying to be funny. He was being serious.
Yeah.
So a lot of chaos had ensued throughout the night, and it was very funny. And then this call, we all feel like the sparks fly. We're like, wait, are they like? We're laughing so hard, and then we're looking at each other. We're like, wait, are they like hitting it off?
Yeah, and so as soon as I hang up, everyone, because I thought it was funny, but I didn't think everyone was gonna be like, Macy. They were like, Macy, soulmate. Like,
well, also earlier that night, I said, Macy, watch you meet your husband like this would happen to you. But before you got off the call, after they had been on this FaceTime or this prank call for like 25 minutes, he was like, I know this is a prank call, but like, I feel like we really like,
you seem really fun. Can you text me?
Yeah. So he like made a move on the prank call, which is so
crazy. So crazy. So,
but so you.
Yeah, so me.
So
and
you.
So Kenzie is usually very, very critical of the boys that I like and the boys
That's
that
because
I'll go
they
on dates.
suck.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm critical.
No,
it's because they're the worst.
No, I know. I'm saying for a good reason. Like, like a lot of them deserve it. But Kenzie was like, Macy, like, you need to text him. So as soon as
I'm so sorry.
No, don't be. As soon as I heard Kenzie say that, I was like, okay, I'll text him. So I asked our friend that knew him for a photo, and she showed me it. I was like, he's really cute. Like, what are the odds? I prank called this cute.
He's like not that cute.
He's pretty cute.
I mean, he's like okay.
Okay. Innocent until proven guilty. We're still in the innocent part.
Sorry. Sure. At this point, he's cute.
Yes, he's still cute.
Standards are low.
So I end up texting him, and I was like, hi, I have a confession. That was a prank call. He was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I got that part. And I was like, I have another confession. My real name is Macy, because I told him it was Sarah. So we start texting, and you guys, I ended up getting pretty sick this night. Like, I just like did not feel good. I had something, and so I was up all night, and we were texting till like 2 a.m. And I was like, wait, I'm like really vibing with this guy, and I have not been like talking to a guy in a few months. So I was like, wait, this could be something. But I was like, you know what? He's probably never gonna hear from him again. Next morning, get a good morning text, and we start actually talking. And it gets to the point where Kenzie is like so invested. She was a part of this relationship.
I really was.
Yes.
I really was.
So for 2 weeks, we start texting. He like, we're full on committed to this. He starts FaceTiming me every night. We were in California last week. Every night we were FaceTiming 2 to 3 hours. He was calling me just randomly throughout the day.
Obviously, like Macy and I are the closest, and we're together all the time. So, and I'm asking for updates every day. Like normally with your friends, like it's like, oh, cute. You give like a minor update. Oh, it's fun, whatever. No, like, I'm calling Macy, and I'm like play by play, like read the text, like word, like line by line. I am obsessed. I'm like, this is amazing. I'm telling everyone that I know. Sorry, by the way.
No, that's okay.
But everyone that I know, like you also know.
Yes.
It wasn't like I was,
No, yeah.
and like a few other side characters in my life, I was keeping them up to date, So
and you guys, this is so rare for Kenzie to be like
so rare.
this, not only invested, but a fan of a guy that I liked. And that's what made me so excited, because I've always wanted someone that my friends...
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I've always wanted someone that my friends completely get along with.
Yeah.
So it worked out.
No, because he was texting her like, good morning, good night. And like looking back on it, and at the time too, we were like, is this love bombing, for the record?
But not just from the good morning text. I was getting like
so many other things.
Yeah.
Like it'd be like good morning hearts, and Macy's like, this is kind of crazy.
No,
and
you
then,
guys, wait, really quick. Can we sound off in the comments? If you have never met the person before, would you send good night and good morning, baby? Like,
no, that's
with
crazy.
3 hearts. Is that off limits before you've met?
No, I get definitely weird.
So we got pretty serious pretty fast, but love knows no timeline.
Bounds, no timeline. Here's the thing though. Because you guys are both so funny, him doing that stuff, I didn't take that as weird. I thought he was matching your energy and being funny.
Yeah,
you know
in
what I'm
hindsight,
saying?
he wasn't.
There would be things too that Macy would say that she either liked or didn't like, or like when you're texting a guy for a couple days and then all of a sudden it's kind of fizzling, but it's because you're just like being normal, and then you're like, you think the energy has changed and you're really overthinking it, and more often than not you're right, but like you're really overthinking it. Like Macy called me, was freaking out, and I was like, okay, like you haven't even met this guy yet, like let's calm down. Not that big of a deal. Don't overthink it. You'll be fine, I swear. So I was like, seriously, it's going to be fine. And then they FaceTimed and like Macy made a joke about it. And then the next day, like he was like overly, like anytime he knew that you felt a type of way, he was making sure you didn't. He was being very communicative.
He was giving boyfriend.
He was giving boyfriend. Like, and now looking back at it, you hadn't even met him and you guys are talking 24/7.
Yeah.
Yes, it was love bombing. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, but listen, we were being chaotic. We were trying to live a little.
Also, we're giving all of this context for the story of the weekend, and I just want to let you guys know I'm not just saying this to like hype up talking to a boy. We're saying all of this for context.
No, they understand that. So time goes on and he's already trying. He lives in Houston, okay, and we call him Jay. Okay, we can say that because it's not his legal name.
Yeah, Jay is just terms for a J name. Like,
yeah, which really I just want to go back.
This was my first J name experience.
Oh God, that was my first like. No, I've had a J name experience. You can never trust a J name. As you guys know, we talked about this on the podcast. My friend now Montana Taylor has a really good song called Jim, Jack, or Jose. Go listen to it, about how you can never trust a J name. And I should have seen that coming. It didn't even cross my mind.
Didn't cross my mind one bit. So anyways, I'm in California all week, and he's like, as soon as you get back, I'm going to see you. He was going to drive up. It's about 3.5, 4 hours away. Not ideal, but it's also like in Texas, you just do the distance, you just drive. And so he's like, I'm gonna come see you as soon as you get back. I was like, okay, perfect. I was definitely a little nervous. Like all of my hesitations, I was like texting Kenzie. I was a little bit nervous, but I was like, perfect. He even wanted to I got in Friday night and I Ubered home and me and Kenzie hung out, but he wanted to pick me up from the airport Friday night.
It's crazy.
Which in hindsight, like would I have just had not had a ride?
You would have been walking your ass back.
I would have been walking home.
So you know who would have picked you up? It would have been me.
Yes.
I would have ended up.
No, so true. It would have been like a Hannah Montana movie. No, this weekend was truly a Disney episode that was insane. So Saturday morning comes around, the day that he's supposed to come, and the night before I'm getting a voicemail saying, I know you're asleep, but I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Like I'm getting texts, can't wait to see you tomorrow. This is gonna be so exciting. I was like, oh my gosh, like he has a whole date planned. And so Saturday morning I wake up, I get a good morning text. I go over to Kenzie's. We go on a walk. We make Aperol spritzes in the pool. It was a really good Saturday morning. That's because
we were so excited.
Yes, we were so excited. And Jess was over, and we were having such a good confidence talk about how I just feel like genuinely like I've made so much progress in my confidence, and I still do feel that way. Like I just feel such at a good place to actually go on dates and everything, because no matter what happens, it's not a reflection of me. And I just feel like I'm genuinely in a really good spot. And I probably couldn't have said that even 6 months ago,
Yeah.
So me and Jess are talking about this boy. She's like, I am obsessed with him. I was like, no, trust me too. So 1 o'clock comes around noon comes around and he texts me that he's leaving. And so he told me he's on his way, and you can ask Kenzie. I just kind of like shut down. I get so nervous.
Like Macy, you're just like me. There's never a time where you don't have something to say.
Yes.
And you're like even louder than me. Like you are like, cause you're like the entertainer. Like, so we're sitting in the pool and it's like just me, you, and Jess. So it's like close friends, everyone's fine, whatever. And all of a sudden, Macy's just so quiet. But here's the thing. I was playing into this all week, but I was like, I didn't want to like stress you out more. So I was like, oh, it's fine. And then like she was getting more nervous, and I was like trying to like distract her. And like she literally is just mute. She's just like,
you were nervous too.
Mute. Oh yeah, I was nervous too.
You guys, Kenzie was in this relationship.
Yeah,
like,
I was a part of it.
Because part of the plans were we were going to go out together.
Oh yeah,
night.
no, I got asked to go to Nashville the night before, and I literally said, I was like, I would actually go right now and book a flight, like very, very seriously, but I can't because Jay is coming to town and I need to meet him. I left.
You guys,
because I was at Macy's the night before. I I have a question. So Friday night, I went over to Macy's once she got back from the airport, and I brought over food to cook her dinner, and I got those little like Trader Joe's like peanut butter cups. It's so sad. Like peanut butter cups, and I left them there, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna leave them for you and Jay, and I was like, I'm gonna leave him a note like, welcome to Dallas, Jay. No, and then I thought about it. I almost texted Leslie, but I tracked you guys when you were there, and I was gonna be like, when you guys left the restaurant, I was gonna be like, Leslie, take that note away now, rip it up. So when you got, well, I guess we'll get
I put it away way earlier.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay, so 12 o'clock comes around. He tells me that he's on his way, and I just shut down. I get so nervous. I'm like, I need to go home. Go home. I shower. I take my time getting ready. He's going to be here around 3:30 because he texted me, be there around 3:30. Mm-hmm. Important part of the story. He did tell me he was on his way, and he did tell me that he was going to be here at 3:30.
And also the other reason why Macy's like saying we're giving you context is because like even our closest friends who have been through the ringer with us the past 2 weeks, like they knew that it was like really seriously talking, and like these texts were insane, the stuff that he was saying. But like, and I mean insane, like he's like really into Macy.
Yeah.
But
which is insane.
Well, I just mean like insane as far as like he's really like doing the thing.
He's at 100%.
Yeah, he's at 100%.
This was the first time I've been like, not the first time, but like I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm stressed because I feel like he's way more into me than I am into him almost. Yeah.
But even like this situation is so messed up, and then you like actually see the text and read everything for yourself, and then you realize it's even more messed up than it sounds.
Yeah. Which, if you guys want to buy my close friends ebook, let me know because I dropped all the receipts there.
Another thing I wanted to add is that the night before, he's texting Tess, which is our mutual friend, that he had texted her like 2 nights before, being like, I really like Macy, just so you know, like I had a conversation with her, blah, 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 and was like, this girl is making me want to admit everything I've ever done. And then he texted her the night before, so Friday at like midnight, he texted her, he's like, my nerves are kicking in, like, I really like Macy, like I'm whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yes. But he had involved and he had made plans to see her also that weekend because we were all obviously going to hang out. We all do everything together. He had also made plans to see her.
Yeah, no, this love story went beyond just me and Jay. So I'm getting ready. I have my whole apartment cleaned. 3:30 rolls around and he's supposed to be here any minute. But also Houston's 3:30 away. If you don't stop, don't do anything. So I'm like, hey, he's not going to get here.
And we just made a 3-hour drive to Austin, 6 hours.
Yeah, so I'm like, he's not going to be here right at 3:30. Yeah. I'm like, still FaceTiming my friends. I'm FaceTiming my friends the entire time. Like, I'm getting nervous. I even took a shot, which I never take a shot. Like, that's how nervous I was. And so
like I beg her to take shots like every week.
3:30 comes around and I asked him once around 3. I was like, hey, how's the drive? Just because I hadn't talked to him the entire drive. I was like, wait, that's kind of rude. He's driving to see me. I haven't said a single thing. But he didn't reply. And I was like, good, safe king.
So rude of me.
No, I was like, he didn't reply. Perfect. He's safe on the roads.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, he probably has like do not disturb driving on.
Oh my gosh, like he's gonna protect the kids while we drive. Yeah. Like I love that. Yeah.
He's so thoughtful.
No, he's so thoughtful for not responding while driving. Like he knew like his safety was at risk. So 4:15 comes around and I still haven't heard a word from him. And I'm like, okay, that's totally fine if he's late, but I feel like he would have said anything, like running late, call, stuck in traffic, there was a wreck, anything. So 4:15 rolls around and I said, hey, ETA, nothing. So then I'm just like pacing my apartment and I'm like, him not showing up was not a possibility in my mind because there was genuinely not 1 ounce of me that believed that he wouldn't show up after every single thing that he said, you know? And he made an actual plan.
And made the plans. He had the night before asked her also to go to,
double date.
That was when, okay, so no, Friday night when I was over at Macy's like, he just asked me to go to a lake trip that's 7 hours away next weekend. And that, I was like, okay, now, because it was conveniently right around the time you'd asked me if you thought you're being love bombed. And I was like, okay, that is interesting. Because I even told you, I was like, don't go on that trip. Like, you can't do 2 weekends in a row. That's way too much. That's weird.
Yeah, and I said no because I hadn't even met him yet. So I couldn't commit to a lake weekend next weekend.
Which, again, looking back, it's so love bomby. Yes. But it didn't really seem that way all the way. And also because we were leaning into, like, being chaotic and, like, both of us like will ignore guys and like not be serious about it, and we're both actually in a place where we're both replying to them. So we were like, no, it's fun, like do something, like live a little, like we were the worst.
Yeah, we'll get into the key learnings after, but so 4:15 comes around, still haven't heard from him. I'm pacing back and forth. I'm calling my friends, and all my friends were going to meet us out afterwards. And so they were going to dinner. I'm like, screw this. I'm not just going to sit in my apartment anxious while my friends are at dinner. So I Uber over to dinner and meet everyone.
So when she was pacing, she called me and she was like, he's not here. And I was like, okay, like it's 45 minutes later. I wouldn't stress yet. But I was like, well, what did he say his ETA was? And he said 3:30. And then like when I realized you guys hadn't been texting, I was like, that is really weird.
Yeah.
And that was when I started to stress. And then I texted Tess and I was like, what are the chances? And then she's like, honestly, like I wouldn't put it past him. And that was when I was like, oh my God. And then then I called Macy again and I was like, you just need to come to dinner with us. Cause at that point I like had put it together. Like at that point I had known what was going on, but I was still hoping for his own sake that he had gotten into a car accident and broke every limb because that would have been a better outcome for him.
That was like the only logical explanation in my mind.
And his phone flew out the highway. Yeah. It's like, 50 miles away from him. He can't move. He can't breathe. He's survived. He's living. He's okay. But he simply can't use his limbs. And that's why we haven't gotten a call.
Yeah. If you guys see my TikTok, I did my friends taking guesses on why my date didn't show up. And we have some insane guesses. And honestly, I was believing all of them. No, but I'm just like, I obviously know something's up. I have been ghosted before. Like I'm not new to the game. Okay. But
you are a more wholesome person than all of us. And you are more like, that's what I kept saying. Like I called Leslie on the way there and I was like, I would have done anything for this to have happened to me and not Macy. Like, and I was like, out of any of my friends, like it's the worst person that this could happen to is Macy, because Macy's the sweetest, she's the nicest, she's the youngest, like you're the baby. So like for it to happen to you, oh my God, like I'm protective of all my friends, but it's like a different level with you. I literally was on the call and I was like, I'm gonna cry. Like I was so, if I was home by myself, I would have cried. Like I was so mad.
No, it was insane. And this wasn't just like a casual ghost, or it wasn't just like you drove 5 minutes down the road and got stood up like a Disney movie. This was, he committed to the full bit of driving 4 hours. So anyways, we're at dinner and I am just like, I'm laughing and stuff, but I'm literally like disassociating. I'm like, what is happening? Like, what is going on? Obviously, I know that he's not who he said he was, but I'm like, what? Like, I'm just like,
no, at this
we have been talking every single hour for the past 2 weeks. So even not hearing from him for 3 hours was so like, what is going on?
But at this point, like you're still holding out hope that this isn't what we're all still holding out hope that that's not what's happening.
Even we were like, what if he's napping on the side of the road and this is some insane story that we tell one day, you know? But we're at dinner or whatever. I get some food in me. And then at that point, I'm like, it was 7:30. I'm like, okay, 4 hours later, I just need to go home and like process what the heck just happened. So then I go home with Leslie. I'm just kind of like chilling on my couch being like, okay, what the hell? And Kenzie and all of them are still at the restaurant and they decide to send him a text, which they did it because they knew. I'm just saying, like, I'm thankful for it. They knew that I wouldn't have let them if I was there, but like, I'm not mad at all. Like, I'm thankful.
So they leave and I'm like so upset. Like, and I don't mean this in a way of like making this about me. I mean that I'm genuine. Like, I'm like sick. I've never.
Well, it can be about you. You're in the relationship.
No, but I mean this more like obviously as your friend. Like, I'm a very protective friend as is. Like, you can do anything to me and my policy is like, I don't respond. I will never speak to you again. Like, you'll never hear from me again. And I'm not even going to be that mad. And like, you literally will just never hear from me again. Like, that's just how I am. Like, I'm not going to give a response. I'm not going to do whatever. When it comes to my friends, it's very different. When it comes to Macy, I'm like, I will literally murder. But to have been through this whole thing and seen it all, I was like, I am sick to my stomach. Like, I am going to throw up. Like, I was just so bothered. So we're sitting at the table after you guys had left, and a friend called me to get the update because I had been telling him all week. Yeah. And I was like, I actually can't talk right now. Like, it's not going well. I'll call you later. And we're talking and I'm like, we just need to get answers because we're looking at like any like social media that he could be active on. We just needed proof basically to give to Macy that like he was ghosting instead of he's
dead in a hospital.
But we're literally looking up like I-45 crashes. I mean, we're doing it all.
I looked up I-45 northbound Twitter to look for accidents and I was like, why doesn't it say the vehicle name? I need to know if this was him. Because there was one bad one, which I'm praying they're okay. But like, I was like, is that him? Is that Jay?
You were like, Jay, is that you?
Do I send roses?
No, literally. So, I had already asked Macy in the group chat. I was like, can someone just give me his number? Because I knew Jess has a Connecticut area code. Yeah. So I was like, we're going to do what we did before because he's so fucking stupid that he's going to respond. Yeah. So, and then Macy's like, no, seriously, don't, whatever. So then we're sitting at the table. And you had left. And I was like, okay, I normally wouldn't go behind Macy's back, but like, we have to do something. And we're all at the table and like, they're like, we have to. So we get his number from Tess and we call him off of Jess's phone. Test Jess. I know it's confusing, but Jess is from Connecticut, has a Connecticut area code. He doesn't answer, but it doesn't ever go straight to voicemail. It rings all the way through, meaning his phone is alive, you know?
Yeah.
So we then text him. Do you have the text pulled up?
Yes.
Of what it was? Okay, we text him. Will you, whatever it is, whatever.
Yeah, so we text him, or I didn't know this, but they text him off Jess's phone, and they said, hey, are you going out tonight? And he replies to a random number, which in hindsight is not crazy because he fell for a random prank call.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
No, it's also giving desperate energy. It's like he thought it was a girl that he could like hook up with that night. Like that's what happened.
A girl or someone texts him saying, are you going out tonight? And he replies, who is this? But yes, I'm down.
And then he goes, new phone, as if like that's why he doesn't have the phone number.
Yes, so this was
like
the
he was
first,
that desperate he was gonna go out with some random person.
Yes, so this was the first sign of life from him all day. So me and Leslie are home. Kenzie calls and she goes, we have sign of life from Jay.
Well, no, I called Macy and I was like, okay, because at first they were like, no, like we're just gonna make it worse. Let's like not tell her right now. And I was like, no, what are you like? She's living in Delulu land at home right now. Like I'm calling her. Like she needs to know. And also we're like, you can't just like whatever. So I call Macy or I call Leslie and I like put it on speaker. It felt like I was like telling someone like their dog died. Yeah. Like I was like, okay, so Tess wanted to text him because I was like, she can't be mad if Tess did because Tess knows him.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, also Tess had been texting him and calling him throughout the day and he had been ignoring her as well. So I was like, so we called off of Jess's phone because it has a Connecticut area code and he replied, so he is alive and he is ghosting.
And I just want to say that there are so many times, like if you guys ever want me to do a full recap of every messed up, weird thing that has happened to me from men, people are shocked by my stories. Like not much phases me these days. And so many times I just, go with grace and I leave it. And my mom's always said, like, just leave and don't say anything. But now here I am on a podcast.
This was not the time to
also,
do that.
He'll also never find this because he's blocked on everything. So this is not for him. This is for all the girls.
This is for our besties.
This is for our besties. Story time. So Kenzie's like, don't say anything. Just leave it. Never talk to him again. And no, I didn't. No.
I did say that, but I'm glad that you texted him.
Oh my gosh, me too. Because if I didn't, like, I feel like every time I don't say something, that's when it kind of leaves that lingering hope and you don't know what their intention, like you don't know what they did, but it's sometimes very empowering to have the last word. So I said,
sometimes you don't need to be the bigger person.
Sometimes you don't need to be the bigger person. And that's such an important lesson to learn. Do I just read this verbatim?
Yeah.
Okay. Glad you could respond to a fake text to say that you're going out tonight instead of letting me know that you're alive. I literally waited all day thinking that you were actually killed in an accident, which is not dramatic. I did. I was looking up I-45 northbound Twitter accidents because I couldn't in a million years think that you would do this to me after everything you've said to me and about me. I had my guard up because I was so scared of something like this happening, but I really didn't think you would ever do that to me based off of the embarrassing amount of love bombing you've been doing to me. Which I'm not one of those girls that just throws around hit vocab words like love bombing.
Buzzwords.
Yeah, like he was the definition of love bombing, and I've never experienced that. To tell someone that you're on your way, not him cosplaying be on his way, and have them wait in their apartment for hours is actually horrible. Y'all, I thought that getting stood up was like literally out of a Hannah Montana episode. I wish you would have made up an excuse instead of putting me through what I just experienced today. And he said, 4 minutes later, you thought of this quick. It's a really great response. I do like you. And yeah, I took the coward's way out today because I got cold feet about falling for someone again. I didn't have an excuse because I was wrong. And I'm very, very sorry, Macy. So
I have a lot of things to say. If it seems like I'm like not that angry, it's because
we've had like a day to cool down. But you guys, like I was genuinely before this text so upset, so distraught, so in my head.
Yeah.
And after I got this reply, I was like, he's dead.
I was so mad when we were at the restaurant at dinner, but I was like trying because at that point before you got there, I was like, guys, we need to figure out like what we need to all be on the same wave. Like we have to be on the same approach because I was like, if we amp her up, it's just going to get worse. But then like, there's no way to not talk about this, but then there's no way, like we were like trying our best to not be. And then we just got so angry and it just got angrier and angrier. Our energy is lower about this. And like, if we would have recorded this yesterday,
oh, I don't think we could have.
It would have been scary. Oh, at this point at the restaurant, before you even get there, I'm going full crazy. I'm planning my smear campaign. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy Instagram ads in his zip code and surrounding cities of like crazy things about him, but not too obvious because they have to be approved by Facebook.
Yes.
I'm going to do that. We I don't want to say.
Well, I just want to say that like I have never felt more loved by my friends because in this moment we're in the group chat and people just start blowing it up. Like Tess is like, okay, I signed him up for these texts.
So like they already did it.
No, Marissa's like, okay, I got this covered. Jess is like, okay, I'm the only, I have 3 sisters. Like, I'm ready for war. Kenzie's like, I'm planning a smear campaign. Like, everyone is covering the bases, and it just really goes to show.
Like, divided and conquered.
No, and like, I was telling Kenzie, like, this could have been the worst weekend of my life if I was just stood up in my apartment alone, going to bed, like, wondering what I did wrong. But having, like, actually the best friends ever that just, like, were like, come back out, Macy, because I was in my apartment at this point. So I'm like, I'm getting changed. I'm coming back out in the town. Yeah. And I go out, and just everyone, like, even Kenzie's guy friends were like, Macy, that was bad. And I'm like, no, guys. It like every single person was equally as like, what just happened?
To be so crazy as to say you were on your way and give an ETA and then just ghost.
To give an ETA.
It'd be one thing. It would really truly be one thing if he was like, yeah, I'm coming today, and he ghosted you before saying he was on his way and giving you an ETA.
Because I've had that happen.
That's one thing though. Like that's bad, but that's not anywhere near him giving you an ETA. That is batshit crazy.
That is the moral of the story. Like he knew that I was waiting and getting ready, and
he knew that you were like a really good girl. Like you're not like. This is a big deal for you to even have him come visit anyways. Like, you're not someone who's, like, should be fucked over.
Yes, thank you. That means a lot. Not that, like, we're not saying anyone should be fucked over, but, like, he genuinely, like.
But you are not playing the game back. You wouldn't do that back, whereas, like, some people would.
Yes, you know? He loved, like, he was like, I just, like, you're such a genuine good person, and I've never, like, had a girl that I want to bring home like this, all this stuff, saying all these crazy things, which, again, in hindsight, I hadn't met him. Crazy, but it just felt like, well, yeah, I haven't met him because I haven't been in Texas. I've been in California, home for the week,
and they've been FaceTiming nonstop,
which is like kind of not similar to being in person, but
no, but it is like it is. You guys were talking, like it wasn't like
he was telling his friends that we were talking.
Yeah, he was involving the fact. Also, like this is what the guys are bringing up. They're like, why would you involve another person in this? Like, why would you, and someone that you know too?
Yes,
you know. So he replies that awful response, literally horrible, as if he like, the thing that's weird is his response the entire time was like I genuinely think he's like a sociopath because he just had no remorse. Like he flipped a switch and then he was like, yeah, I did the coward way out. Like, I'm so sorry. Never really apologized. Like, I don't even think he acknowledges, like, I don't think he truly understands how fucked up what he did was.
I know.
And I don't think, he definitely doesn't care. Yeah. But like how do you, like, what?
I know. And so it goes beyond this. And so it doesn't end there. 2 a.m. comes around. I'm home. I'm, like, totally fine. I'm just, like, sitting on my couch eating Taco Bell. And I get a text from him saying, like, yeah, I know, to something that I said, like, to one of my responses. He said, yeah, I know. And so then I respond, and I just asked him again. I was like, just genuinely, because, guys, he was never going to be hearing from me. Never going to be hearing from me after this night. Yes. I was just like,
to make that very clear, like, don't DM her and be like, don't go back to that guy, like she knows.
No.
People
like,
keep saying this to her and we're like, guys.
I'm not a second chances girl. No, I just wanted to like kind of end the conversation. I was like, I'm just genuinely so confused why you gave me an ETA. Like I replied that at 2 a.m. He's like, can I call and explain? So he calls me, and you guys, I have been talking on FaceTime with this guy past 2 weeks. So sweet, so delicate, so genuine towards me. And he calls me drunk, and he is just like unrecognizable. And he's like, I don't want to fall in love. I'm scared. Talking about, he's like, you don't know what I've been through in my past relationships.
Can I be him?
Yeah.
He goes, Macy. Okay, sorry. Like, what if I was just so afraid of falling in love with you?
Well, you don't know what's going to happen because you didn't drive here.
Oh, this is my favorite part. At one point he goes, I was scared too. Like, I was scared of like something, whatever. And he goes, I mean, you didn't seem scared. Like, what? It was so crazy. It was literally so crazy, guys. Like, it was just like, what? He's not actually apologizing for anything that we did.
And then I go, you can never do this to a future girl. It's not going to be me because you're never going to see me. And he goes, I'm not going to see you.
As he's shocked. No, the other thing is, like, you just don't understand, like, my past relationship, his college girlfriend.
And I'm like,
that he cheated on, mind you. He goes, you just don't understand like what I've been through. I lost it all. I lost all of my friends and I'm losing them again. And because Tess texted him and was like, fuck you. And
I was like, well, maybe we need to unpack why you lost all your friends. Like, I'm on the phone and I'm like, you don't even know what I've been through. And that could have been a great in-person conversation, but like, you don't care. And he's like, no, like, he's like, I'm afraid. And like,
oh my God.
You guys, you can be afraid. That's totally fine. But I was even like getting therapy on him. I was like, you can be afraid. You don't know what any relationship is going to hold, but you just got to do it. But you guys.
But also, he didn't mean any of the stuff he's saying.
Oh, no. He meant nothing. He was just like wanting me to feel bad for him and trying to like gaslight me.
And
again.
not apologizing for literally standing her up from Dallas to Houston. Like, what?
Did not apologize for role playing being on his way.
Yeah.
So this gets to the best part and is why he is not called prank call boy. He is called timeshare boy now. Because you guys, when I tell you I have had boys end things in crazy ways to me, like in high school, a guy sent me a conversation of a fake screenshot with his dad where his dad was telling him that he couldn't like me because he had to focus on basketball. Crazy things have happened to me. Like, that's just one example that's like bizarre. But so I told him, I was like, hey, like, you just need to go into any relationship like not scared of the past in the future. You can't do this to future girls. Like, that's not okay. You can't let that stop you. And he goes, well, before you ever prank called me and my buddy were going to go in on a timeshare. We didn't even want to be in a relationship or get married. We just wanted to go 50-50 on a timeshare. He told me that he could not be in a relationship because he wanted a timeshare instead.
And again, I cannot stress enough how the breakup he's referring to is his college girlfriend breakup that he cheated on.
And like, he's not going to be in a relationship because he wants a timeshare. No, the timeshares are a pyramid scheme, babe.
It's so crazy. Well, the other thing, like, this is actually a topic that Macy and I we've chatted about quite a few times. Like, it is insane how like a guy will go through a breakup that like honestly more often than not was on them and their fault and never recover from it. Like, because they have no emotional tools and like therapy and like nothing. They're just fucking stupid. Like, or maybe they're just like using it all as an excuse too. But like, how did that affect, like, I've had multiple breakups in my life of like very serious, like, how is that affecting you so much? You had one breakup 3 or 4 years ago. And like, and even if, by the way, you had a bad breakup, that doesn't give you an excuse to act this way.
To be a bad person.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, nothing.
Crazy. He should have just been honest. I just suck as a person.
Victims, man.
Victim.
And I'm not here to be the victim. I am here to speak my truth. But this all ties into a bigger part of like I said, I was having that confidence talk earlier with Jess in the morning, and I feel like if this happened to me, even in January, I would have been like, oh my gosh, like he found something on my Instagram and didn't think or maybe he decided I wasn't cute or something. But truly, some men are just so whack, and it's not you, it's him. And I think that might be the podcast episode. It's not you, it's him. No, but for real, like men are so bizarre and like, well, oh my gosh.
He also, we don't have to go into like the exact conversation, but keep in mind, he hung up on Macy. He hung up on Macy.
Well, I hurt his feelings.
But it wasn't that bad, okay? And he hung up on Macy. Another thing in the text that I would like to go back to is you're replying. I mean, he's giving like horrible replies. I mean, he's also like on drugs. Like, I'm going to be really honest with you. Like, he's coked out at this point. And again, Macy didn't know this guy, okay? Well, in person. She didn't know him. But he texts something. I need to actually get the like verbatim text.
After the phone call, he's still begging for a second chance. He asked if he could try again tomorrow. He asked, can I try again tomorrow?
Can he try again
tomorrow? I think that's going to be my new saying. Like, if I mess up at work, if I'm like, just do something crazy, I'm just going to say, can I try again tomorrow? He said, can I earn it back?
No, like verbatim. He was just like, yeah, sorry.
Maybe on your Instagram feed, we should just post a screenshot of the message, can I try again tomorrow? And just say, use this whenever you need it.
We need to screenshot the best text and do a roundup.
I think we should do this episode without context, like a timeshare.
Yeah. Oh, Macy's working on a song. Well, actually, Macy and I, a dream of ours is to write like a funny Colleen Hoover-esque type like rom-com novel, kind of, not rom-com, but like romance novel. As a joke, like when we go on walks, sometimes we'll like see a street sign and like we
just break out into a novel.
And we'll just like break out into a novel. So we've always said it'd be so funny if we did that. So we had already started one about this prank call man. We were 2 chapters in.
Do you guys want to read it?
Yeah, but can I go back to this? Can I read this text first?
Yeah, of course. And then I'll read you chapter 1 of my novel.
Okay. So he said, And again, like he's texting a bunch and she's not replying and text again. I know what I've done wrong. So if this is another bashing text, just save it and stop replying.
Guys, his feelings were hurt.
The next text, if only you knew. LMFAO. I'm like, what? Like, and I'm telling someone that I'm close with that's like 10 years older than me this story. And he's like, he's like, and when I say I've actually never heard of something, and he gets the full rundown. He's like, I've never heard of something this bad. Yeah. Like that is how bad, and that's how you know, because he would know.
Yes. Insane. So, anyways,
I know what I did was wrong when I did it, but I'm trying to be better.
No,
that was pathetic. I realized after typing.
Wait, I'm trying to be better! Exclamation point.
That's huge.
So maybe guys, this could be a really good text just used to a boss, anyone. I'm trying to be better! Exclamation point. Mm-hmm. Can I try again tomorrow? Question mark.
It's huge.
Love that.
Sure did fuck this up, huh?
Okay. Well, these are all going to be a part of the exclusive ebook that I'm selling with all the receipts, because my close friend's story, I have never had so many swipe ups. I counted it, 52 swipe ups, and I have 68 people on my close friends. Okay, but anyways, I did write a Colleen Hoover book, chapter 1. You guys, here's the thing about me is I can fake anything, so that means I can fake being a Colleen Hoover author. So this was what I wrote back on August 1st after the prank call, because we're turning this into a novel. It's going to sell like crazy, and it's going to be called It Started and Ended with a Call. Hello? One word. When you dial a phone number of someone you don't know what's waiting on the other line. But that one word, hello, bridged the gap of years of looking and searching for what I was missing. I stopped in my tracks and had a feeling of both deja vu and longing for something I've never known. Hello? Oh, right, the phone call. How long has it been since he first said that word? 5 seconds? 12 hours? That's the thing about love. It knows no time. It comes and pulls you out of bed in the dead of the night.
Maybe we're crazy.
When you were just about to fall asleep. That was our first prank call. That was all fake, by the way.
Do you want to do chapter 2, or is that exclusive?
That's exclusive. So that was just a sneak peek. But you guys, that was just me making a joke of the love story. So if you guys want the full ebook, let me know and we can kind of create a bundle.
We're actually not even kidding. Like, we want to do this and do it like 99 cents on TikTok and like write, like, what if we do like a novella?
Okay.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
And then we just keep doing it based off experience.
But I have one
request.
We have a great one. Can you be him?
Yeah. Can I be him right now? Like, I need to say something?
No, I'm just saying, like, when we do the audiobook, can you be his voice? Like, can you narrate his part?
Totally. And we have a good story for myself as well. We can keep this up.
Yes.
So I hope that we've really communicated, like, how much this guy sucks. I just don't think that, like, words will ever do it justice. If we didn't, like, I wish that you guys had seen all the text, all the things, and then for him to just, again, it would be one thing, honestly, if he had ghosted you day of, I would be mad, but I wouldn't be as angry, like, smear campaign buying Instagram ads in his zip code and surrounding cities.
Yes.
I wouldn't be as mad. But it's the fact that he sent ETA 3:30. Crazy. Literally
ETA,
crazy.
Leaving now. Be there at 3:30.
Crazy.
But yeah, guys suck. Female friendships are where it's at, because I've never felt more loved in my entire that. Yeah. I had so many people on my side, and it just goes to show you that the people that are meant to be in your life you're not gonna have to fight for or wonder where they are. They just are there and they show up, and men suck. And yeah,
I did actually think about that when we got home, and I can't communicate. Oh my god. Okay, I can't communicate this enough, but, like, I really don't mean this in a way of making this about myself. I mean this in a way that, like, I was in pain for Macy.
No, we were very distraught.
Oh my god, like, I woke up with, like, a pit in my stomach. I was awake. Someone texted me at 3 a.m. He's like, are you up? And I literally got on the phone with them for an hour until 4 a.m. because I couldn't sleep. And I was so bothered by this. But I also want to say, not to be a literal psychopath, but I had a tarot card reading on Thursday. And the first card, I know I told you this already, but the first card was Sneaky Bastard. And it was like, there's someone around you or like in your closest circle, and they're lying, they're deceitful, they're not who they say they are, they're a hypocrite. Like, she goes on and on and on. So I
what
think
if it was me? Okay.
No, but I think it's like a guy that like I'm talking to or something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, great, awesome, amazing. And then I like tell her some other stuff later, and she's like, no, that's not it. And then she's like, there's just someone around you, whatever. So then I texted her and I was like, hi, like, just wondering, like, could this be about like a close friend of mine, whatever. She's like, yes, especially if you're like affected by it. I'm like, she literally told me on Thursday. Sneaky bastard.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I don't know how those work, but that's insane.
I know. Listen, take it with a grain of salt, but this time she was right.
That's crazy.
I know.
I feel like I had more key learnings. Well, if you ever are wondering if you're being love bombed, like
you are.
Before this, I only saw love bombing on TikTok and stuff like that, and I really thought it was like a buzzword. I was like, okay, like, oh, poor you, a guy's like confessing his love to you. That's so sad. I was like, what's that? No, I'm kidding. No, but then it happened, and I looked back and I was like looking at all the messages, and I was like, oh, he was planning dates in November. He was telling me that he wanted me to meet his mom. All this stuff. I'm like, oh, that's love bombing.
I was love bombed by someone that I dated, and he was planning out things like 6 months out, and then we broke up like 2 days after he said that.
Oh my gosh, no, this really is for the episode. This is for all the girls of love bombing.
This is justice for the girls who've been love bombed. The other thing, back before, we obviously had to do an emergency press conference.
That's what this episode is.
Emergency press conference. It's really
okay. Hearsay. Wow. It's like on BFFs when Grace O'Malley comes in.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. I should have come with like a folder.
You were my Grace in that situation.
I was going to like make t-shirts that said J with an X on it, but I honestly, it wasn't even that I thought it'd be too much. I just like didn't have the time because we were like turning this around pretty quick.
If you guys want them, we still can do that.
The other thing I was gonna say, kind of going off like the friend thing, is before this was gonna be like a normal episode.
Yeah. Well, it was gonna be a life recap, and unfortunately, this is our life recap.
And this is the life recap, but I just have been like thinking lately of like I really have all that I need. I'm like I could have everything that I have right now. I have all that I need, and I more so mean like the relationships of my life.
Yeah,
and yeah, this is one of those weekends that
reminded you of that.
Yeah,
no, and I was thinking that too, and even I have this crazy year next year of 6 weddings. I'm in 5 of them, and I'm so excited. And when this guy was like confessing his love, I texted my mom. I was like, I'm so stressed. Do I have to bring him to these weddings? Like, because I'm genuinely so excited about being single for all these weddings. I'm like, that was just my reminder. Like, you are perfectly good as you are. And a lot of times people will say, you'll find a boyfriend when you're not looking for it. And I genuinely, and I'm not saying that, like, I'm genuinely not looking for one right now. I'm not saying that I want to find one, but like, I am so fulfilled in so many parts. Like, I love my job. I love my friends. I feel very stable for the first time in a very long time. I feel confident, everything. And so it's just nice that it happened right now because he did something so extreme that I could literally exile him, never see him again. He's blocked on everything. And I feel great. But I feel like if this happened in the past, I would have literally not been okay. So it's just a little bit reminder, not saying that you can't like date a boy if you're not in a perfectly good situation, but just remember that it's a reflection of them and not you.
I did think you were going to be down bad a lot worse than you are.
Oh, I was down bad until I said the final word.
I am more down bad than you are.
Oh my gosh. No, I'm just, even since I was little, whenever someone would like steal something in a classroom or anything, I was like, I need them to be punished. Like, I'm just such like a fairness person. Like, how are they not getting in trouble? When people would like rob banks, I'm like, how could they do that?
You must have been really fun as a kid.
No, I was, but it would just give me like secret anxiety. It'd be like, they need to get in trouble. Like they're talking.
Justice needs to be served.
I'm like, they're talking while the teacher's talking. How is this happening? And so that's my biggest thing is I don't wish poorly about him. When I told my dad this on the phone, he was like, you just need to offer him guidance and pray. And I'm like, well, I'm actually going on Kenzie's podcast. So
he gets no guidance. And I guess if you guys want to pray, feel free, but it's going to be me.
I told my dad, I was like, I have a long list of things I'm praying for. And unfortunately, he's not on that list. Like,
didn't make the cut.
No, he didn't. And I'm sorry, but that means a lot if you don't make my list.
Yeah, my list, it's not that exclusive.
No. I'll be like praying for like my 5th grade teacher's like niece.
Oh, wow, that's a nice view.
Yeah.
So yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, he's literally crazy. We're so glad we could share this story with you guys.
And just be on the lookout.
And here's the thing, like, this is how you know it's bad, because like, when have I ever exposed any guy that and trust me, I could expose quite a lot. Or like friends, like we just aren't those kind of people. Like it's not the kind of show.
You also just don't tell them anything about your love life.
Them or you guys?
Them.
Kind of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true.
So she's like, Macy, want to come over Monday?
No, but like, what I'm saying is,
I wanted to share this.
No, yeah, I wouldn't have done this if Macy didn't want to, but obviously, but like,
she made me.
The level in which we had been pushed. Like, we had to come and take it to the podcast.
No, we had to.
Our hand was forced.
And what's so funny is I told this entire story with screenshots and everything on my close friends. And again, had never had so much engagement in my life on a close friend story. And it's so funny that I'll tell this to Kenzie's podcast where I don't even know how many downloads and listens this gets, but I would never tell it on my actual Instagram story because I can see the names of who's viewing it.
Yeah.
This, like, my mom and grandma could be putting this on Bluetooth and blasting it throughout their home, and I'd be like, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, so if you guys, like, have any good ideas for, I just want to say, I'm going, like, full Dave Portnoy. Like, I'm going to get, like,
Should we transform the route of this podcast?
Yeah, like, I want to be spiteful.
Okay. Wait, should we be in our spiteful era?
Yeah, no more chaos, only spite.
Wait, you guys, also I just want to say that I was really channeling my Taylor Swift this weekend because, like I said, I usually will just like go in peace, not say anything, kind of uphold the, oh, I can't be crazy, I'm just sweet little Macy. But no, Taylor Swift has never gone with grace, and she still does it with such class and such respect.
So true.
And so I just want to say, speak up for yourself, stand your ground, and be a Taylor Swift, because yeah, she writes songs and I can't sing, so here I am on the podcast.
So with all of that being said, we are exiting our chaotic era and we are entering our spiteful era.
Yes, that's so huge. We're such good people.
We are.
Well, spiteful fall.
I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast episode. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the pod, leave a 5-star rating and review, and also leave a comment on my last reel of other spiteful things that we can do to Jay to ruin his life. All right, love you guys. Bye.
Love you.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know by giving it a nice thumbs up and subscribe for more.